Welcome to another kit review. These are the Zeiss SFLs and they're pretty nice. Just to check my nose. The SF, the Smart Focus, is all about their focusing wheel. So you're not going to be scrolling through the focus to be able to focus on what you're looking at. You just have a slight adjustment and it's there. Now you would normally see reviews of these for wildlife watching, for bird watching, which is great. And that is what I would normally be using these binoculars for. But because there are so many reviews of binoculars like that, I thought it would be fun to try them out in a completely different environment. I'm going to show you what we saw with them and also a bit about Silverstone because it's a really cool event. I've never been before and I'm definitely going to go again. So if you've never been to Silverstone or if you're just interested in Formula One and you're watching this, then there's plenty for you to enjoy with a little extra of binocular chat. So I am going to come out and say it. I am a Drive to Survive convert. I started following Formula One after that series and I am now a fully fledged fan. I'm fully invested in the sort of technical mechanical side of things as well as following the teams and the drivers. But yeah, it was really cool to actually be at a Formula One event because I normally catch the highlights on YouTube. So it was so weird to be walking around the Silverstone track. And one of my very good friends, Miss Holly Ann Dillon, was with me too, which was perfect. We had such a good day. So we actually had roving grandstand tickets, which meant we could sit in any of the grandstands around the circuit. We started off in the National Pit Straight, which is where this footage is from, because as Formula One rookies, we assumed that's where the pits were. But we watched the Formula 3 race there, which, I mean, even that was so impressive. The cars are so fast and they're loud and they come around the corner and then they're gone. It's so exciting. I don't know how people film vlogs so that they look nice because all of my footage from Silverstone was pretty, it was ass. The lighting is horrible, the angle is horrible, but anyway, here's a vlog piece. Okay, so here's the plan. We are walking towards the fan zone because what are we? And then we're going to find somewhere to sit and get the binoculars out and try them out. I was hating on Latifi here, which is unfair because he actually did pretty well over the weekend. We did see him spin out in, maybe it was final practice. I don't think it was one of the qualifying. No, it was practice. He's also a Williams driver, which Zeiss are actually an official sponsor of Williams. So Williams, if you're watching, we have a link. Paddock passes could be put onto the table potentially. I'm kidding. We ended up on the Hamilton Straight for the final practice. And then for the qualifying session, we came back to this bit of the stand and we were right in the action and it was awesome. Okay, so here's the content you want about the bins. You can see how we were right opposite the pits for McLaren and Ferrari, and using the bins we could pretty much see right into the garages. I have left this footage uncropped so you can see exactly what my iPhone camera was picking up through the eyepiece. I don't know about you, but the image brightness and clarity is so impressive. I was literally like this. Well, I'm using my phone to film now, but I had my phone like this, and I was also kind of looking over the bridge to try and see with my own eyes too. And because they're lightweight, you can hold them pretty steady. And I can imagine if you had like someone in front of you, I'll use the microphone as a stand, if you're going to like balance them on something like that, perfect. You'd have them super still. To be honest, I've left lots of clips in here just to flex what we saw because our seats were so good. We were right opposite the garages. Here's Danny Rick in his car chatting to his performance coach. I did crop this and I also had the iPhone camera zoomed in, so that's why it's quite wobbly, but for a pair of bins and an iPhone, I think this is pretty good. We really did use the hell out of these bins while we were there because you could just sit and watch and see plenty. Anyway, like if you didn't have the binoculars, you could sit and watch and see so many things. But with the binoculars, you could see so much more. It really did elevate our experience having these with us. So if you're going to a motorsport race, take a pair of binoculars, take some Zeiss SFLs because it makes the whole thing so much better. I got some good shots of most drivers actually through the binoculars. So here is, who's this? Oh, that was so fast. That was a Williams. I think that was Latifi. Next is an AlphaTauri. I don't know who that was. Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. Another Williams. I think that's Alex Albon. Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. And George Russell. Sorry. I've had a cold all week, which is why my nose is really red. Sebastian Vettel. He actually today announced his retirement, which is so sad. I'm so happy that we got to see him race. And then Charles Leclerc, number 16. This is uncropped, but I still think the image is insane. Like, imagine you're seeing that with your own eyes. So putting the binoculars up to the lens, the camera here, you can see how much closer it gets you. I did lots of filming to see if I could look back later on and see if I filmed any celebrities. I've not spotted any celebs in. We didn't even see that many principals. We saw Matteo Benotti, Christian Horner. We didn't see Toto. We didn't see Gunther Steiner. We saw Ted Kravitz, legend. We saw Jenson Button, DC. Yeah, I mean, I think you get the idea now with the binocular footage. All of the images you just saw were from the final practice, so it actually started raining just before qualifying started, and all the umbrellas went up in front of us. We couldn't really see that much. But the binoculars still did fairly well. I did keep them covered up in the rain, but you can see here I got them out to have a look at that corner, that horrible corner where Zhou Guanyu went off. And then that was it. We were off. It was so cold after sitting in the rain for an hour. We went and saw the Lewis mural. Holly and I went to the main stage where they have like the interviews and stuff. And Lando and Daniel came out and they were out for quite a long time chatting. And then they were like, oh, next up we have Alex Albon and Nicholas Latifi from Williams. And we were like, by this point there were quite a few fans around us. And you can see everyone's got like the merch on. Holly and I had nada. We didn't have any merch whatsoever. Turns out all of the teams had come out across like the evening. And we literally just stayed for Daniel and Lando, which was good. But it would have been so cool to see like Lewis Hamilton in the flesh.
What did he say?
But yeah, we headed off from there.
See you next year, guys.
Lights out and away we go. Ugh, cringe. That was our day out at Silverstone. If you're gonna go, take a pair of binoculars. The Zeiss SFLs were perfect. You could probably go to a local optics shop if they stock these and give them a go before buying, because like I said, they are very expensive, and so I think it's very important to always try these things before you buy them and make that commitment. So there we go, that is the Zeiss SFL / Silverstone vlog done. I never know how to close out videos. Okay, bye.